Hey, this is Cody from Dark Sales Entertainment. I'm here this month on Meet the Band with Leafblower, a band from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey
guys.
what's going on?
Hey man, introduce yourselves there.
I'm Tim, the vocalist of Leafblower.
I am Luis. I am the drummer. Not here with us are Shaylor Howell, plays guitar, Jesse Borsella, guitar player, and Chris Melillo, who plays bass.
Yeah, Chris. I'm surprised Chris didn't come.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, he's not very chatty though.
It's a busy man. He stays busy.
Yeah,
Yeah, he is. He runs. For those of you who don't know Chris, he runs sound at Blackstrap and some other venues around Atlanta. He's a good dude.
Very cool dude. We love you, Millie.
Miss you, man. I wish you were here.
Yeah.
He also does some engineering with us here at the studio when he's not too busy, but yeah, that's great. So tell me a little bit about Leafblower. So let's hear a little about where the name came from. I mean, is it just a clever name for smoking weed, or is it just to have some meaning behind it?
Contrary to the urban legend out there that it's a East Atlanta jab, because leaf blowers are a point of tension in East Atlanta, it came from riffing around and us joking when we were starting the band. We had a bunch of different names, and our original bass player Brian suggested leaf blower, and it kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Personally, I thought it wouldn't work out, but people were like, yeah, this is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
we stuck with it. My proposal for a name didn't work, so I wanted to call it Bong Halen.
Bong Halen, yeah, no, Leafblower's much better.
Yeah.
And it fits the genre really well. It fits you guys really well.
Thanks.
It's, I mean, no one else has come up with it. I don't think. I've never heard of another leaf blower.
There's a couple out there.
There's
Is
a
there?
couple out there. There's a couple.
So you got to put the GA next to it then, so everyone knows you're from Georgia.
Put the ATL, put the ATL
Yeah,
next to it.
ATL, no doubt.
But however, the one name that we found when we were researching it was a band that we thought wasn't active anymore.
Okay.
So, and we don't see anything. We're keeping the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're here to
keep
stay.
it. Keep it. Keep it.
We are the
I've already got like
commanders.
3 or 4 shirts, man. You can't change it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel like we are the commanders of yard work. We are out here doing things and blowing leaves around town, and I think that the leaf blower, we just like to have fun.
Yeah.
Blow leaves and play really loud riffs and maybe jump in the air a couple times and get real sweaty.
Within reason.
Within reason.
Within reason.
Yeah.
Sweaty within reason.
That's cool, man. That's cool. So tell me a little bit about writing. So, how do you guys come up with a song? How do you guys write a song? Do you, does, the guitar players just bring the riffs in and do everything pre-production on computers, or do you guys riff in a room together? I mean, how do you guys do that?
It's a little bit of both. It's mostly someone will come in with a musical seed and we'll jam on it and we'll contort it and we'll screw it up and speed it up, slow it down. Usually the guitar players, Jesse and Shaylor, they're huge creative guys.
Riff monsters.
Yeah.
Riff beasts. So it usually starts like that. There will be times where when somebody would come in with something they worked on their on their own in their house, and they'll have a digital file. They'll play a little demo. We'll put it on Drive. Everybody listens to it, and then we get in a room and just hash it out. It's
Yeah.
very old school. We get together and we just jam.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's how we used to do it too, man. I come from
Yeah.
the MySpace era where we didn't really have a lot of, the abilities to sit in your bedroom and pre-produce and do all that stuff. You had to
Yeah.
just pretty much get out there in the tool shed and put riffs together.
Put riffs together.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've been there too. Yeah. No, I think, and like lyrically, it just kind of depends on the mood and like what happens on the Tuesday we show up at Emerald Cities. But like sometimes I'll be like in my car just like doing something, or I'll be at work and I'll like have some lines and I'll just like stack them in a notepad, and I'll like think of like a certain sentence or like a certain like chorus or whatever in my head, and I'll just jot it down.
Yeah.
And I'll keep it for a while. And then like when the class gets together and we're going and riffing over stuff, and I'll find something that I either can have in my notes and kind of build from what I have out of that, or I'll have like poems or stuff I've written, or like I believe a couple of the songs on the new record, twice. I wrote them all on the fly. Like we
Yeah.
built them all as we were going. But
Right.
the other ones were like stacks from like my notepad, and a poem, and then I kind of like morphed it into more like a letter, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
So it just kind of happens with whatever we're kind of like. If they're zigging, I'm zagging, or if I'm zagging, they're zigging. You know what I mean? We don't really know what happens, but we'd all kind of just kind of throw in a pot and see, and then wait to see what happens.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So you guys have an album out already? You have one EP out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which came out a year ago in
May 2023.
May 2023. Yeah, I remember that. And you're currently in the studio with Dark Cells Entertainment in the Maelstrom Studio.
Yes, we are.
Putting together an EP. It sounds pretty strong so far.
Thank you.
We'll be looking forward to that later this fall, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah.
So it'll be just in time for leaf season.
Yeah, that's
We are very excited about
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first EP was a lot of work. It was us getting to know each other. We worked on those tunes like in the midst of the pandemic.
Yeah.
We began as an instrumental band. We did a couple of shows instrumentally. We laid down the first EP instrumentally, but we knew that there was something there that was missing.
Yeah.
And then after a lot of talks, we decided to go out there, look out for a singer, and found Tim on social media. Like Tim and I connected on a musician page, on a metal page, Atlanta metal page. He had posted that he was looking for a band, and actually our homie Brett from Turn Cold right here. Listen to Turn Cold.
Listen to Turn Cold and Subdivisions.
Yep.
He gave Tim this seal of approval. He was like, somebody link up with this man, and I was like, that's all I need to know.
Okay.
And then we began working, and the tunes and the entirety of the music came to life. It was what it needed. We had played a couple of shows, like I said. People dug the band. They're like, yeah, it's okay. But then when we added this beast right here, everyone, it was unanimous. It was like, this is what the band needed, and really good things have happened since.
Yeah. You guys, I mean, like, a lot of Atlanta bands, they play a lot of shows. I mean, you guys don't play a ton of shows. You're very selective with what you play, it seems like.
Yeah.
And just kind of try to keep people hungry for it, right?
Yeah, it's that scarcity economy in a sense where we feel that it makes it more of a statement if we're not out there all the time, even though we do like grab shows here and there. We might not be active, we might be writing or something like we are at this point, but you know, when we come out there, people come out to see us. We're very aware and mindful of not being that band that, I'll catch them next week when they're playing some bar.
They're playing some other bar in Atlanta.
Well, and the other thing is that, you know, we're not all young. You know, we all got like jobs and stuff, and it's like to get 5 guys to see if they have a date, you know, like in advance even enough, you know, and it's, we work hard and we play hard. That's pretty much like the gist of the band. Is, you know,
it for real is a juggling act. However, moving it forward where we want it to be, especially now in this new cycle that we have started, we have already began discussions. Hey, should we take this on the road? Should we go, you know, go play to somebody other than our friends who we love? But should we take the next step and play more, but also wander around and play to people that don't know us and road test the
blow
music
leaves
that
in
we
front of
have.
strangers.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I think it'd be great to get you guys on some festivals and stuff like that, you know,
Of course,
so, you know, not just go play venues around the states, right? You know, and you can do that. We did that with Subdivisions and Truth to Power and
Of course.
Violent System. We had a
Great
great
band.
time, man. We had a great time going out on tour and doing that. But it's just different these days, you know.
It is.
You have to wait until the market really wants you, and you know those festivals. At least they pull a lot of people together, and that's why a lot of people go to those things these days.
That summer little 5 points
Series.
that summer concert series is really sick, and if anyone plans on going to the other ones, you should definitely go, because that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen the city come together for. And,
it was. Sid and Jay did a great job with that.
Yeah, Jay and Sid did a great job on that. And, everyone was there. I thought I saw like it was like cheers.
We sponsored it with Sid and Sid and Jay.
I was
did
finger
all
gunning
the work.
everybody.
Yeah, Sid and Jay, they put everything together, and we sponsored it. I think Topo Chico sponsored it, and some
Which is a great beverage.
Yeah, great beverage. There's a lot of, they got quite a few sponsors, Paps. So yeah, that's good.
It was a big statement for the DIY scene to take it to a bigger stage and bring it out to quote unquote masses, you know. So kudos to the dudes,
Yeah, man.
Jay and Sid, because it's all DIY and it's just putting your fist on the table and saying, hey, here we are. We're not we might be small business wise, but we have big things to say.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they do a lot for the scene, man, and we try to be right there with them along the
Oh,
way
yeah.
as much as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just love how, I just really do feel like we are approaching some kind of like golden age of the local music in Atlanta right now, because there are so many talented bands and so many people standing behind those bands and orchestrating these shows and getting the community together to like not only express their art, but to bring good times and camaraderie and friendship and like support back to the scene. You know, I feel like everyone's kind of chipping in at this point, because like we want Atlanta to be on top. You know what I mean? And I feel like the South, as Andre 3000 once said, the South's got something to say.
Yeah,
And,
well, Atlanta's a lot like, the thing that Atlanta's got to do, in my opinion, is it's a lot like LA was back in the day, where you could go to LA as a band and you could play a different part of LA every night and play to a different crowd.
yeah, 100%.
Atlanta's almost there, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you have the venues spread out
Yeah.
enough. You just don't have the crowds yet, right? I mean, you just have the same crowd who kind of ventures around, and you pick up some stragglers here and there, but
Well,
once that scene gets a little bit bigger, man, it'll be like one of those things where you can come to Atlanta like you go to Nashville and
the other thing
play.
is too, being the great city that Atlanta is, you're also competing with like the world when they come into town.
Yeah.
Because there's like, I mean, there was one night Leafblower played the same night as Beyonce. And I was like, we ain't go play at no Beyonce show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can't compete with the Queen.
Well, that's the other thing that I've noticed. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I've noticed this over the last couple of years that a lot of bands are skipping Atlanta these days. You know, they're hitting Charlotte, they're hitting Nashville, they're skipping Atlanta, hitting Orlando, Tampa. You know, it's like why? Like you know, a lot of big name bands are skipping Atlanta these days. I don't know why.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that. Do you remember the what show was that? What's that band? Oh my god, why am I gonna forget them right now? They had a farewell show. Oh my god, Botch, the
Okay.
Botch show, and he like went. The lead singer was like on stage, and he's like, "This is our last time here," and basically like, I don't know. I felt
Yeah, I mean, every
kind of
time I
like-
go to an Atlanta show where big bands come through, there's tons of people there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like we don't pull a crowd. You know, there's tons of us who want to. I mean, I see all my homies there, but
Yeah.
we always want to go to the show and see these bands play. But I mean,
It's crazy.
they skip town a lot now.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's
Traffic.
that there's just well traffic.
Probably.
Yeah, one of
Probably
the main
traffic.
things, but
Fucking.
I wonder if it's that
Sorry.
there's so many good things going on that they probably don't want to compete. I have been to 4 shows in the same night. I have problems.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna get to a show.
yeah, I need rips in the face, but
I've only done 2.
I'm not sure if it's competition. I'm not sure if it's that it's just not a market for those specific bands. But I've noticed that I've had to go to Nashville. I've had to go to Asheville to see some shows sometimes because they don't stop here. However, I come from Puerto Rico where we didn't have as many shows.
Yeah.
Even though there's an amazing scene, there's been bands doing amazing work for the past 40 years there. But because we're in the Caribbean and not a lot of bands fly there.
Right.
There's not a lot of shows, even though, just like Tim said, that there's a resurgence here in Atlanta. There's also one in Puerto Rico where there's all these younger bands that are coming up that are just destroying everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like
And I'm appreciating it because they're also upsetting all the older people that are stuck in the past. So yes.
Yeah, that's cool, man. The Atlanta scene's really popping off, man. That's why I started this show, was to give another platform to local bands to kind of come on and, you know, talk about what's up and what you guys are up to and what you're doing. And,
yeah,
you know, it's just we're just trying to be another leg of support for bands, man. So,
it is an honor to be here. It's an honor to record at Maelstrom Studios, and I mean, dude, Leafblower is just very I guess, blessed or fortunate to have such a strong support system
Yeah.
and a strong fan base. I mean, I was at a show the other day and I saw people in Leafblower t-shirts, and it's really nice to be appreciated.
Mhm.
And we put a lot of hard work into what we do, and we just like to have fun. And,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And this new record is going to bop,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
So tell me about inspirations a little bit, since we're talking about the record and everything. So like, what are some of your inspirations, and where do your influences come from, Luis?
My inspirations come from everywhere. I listen to everything,
Yeah.
almost everything.
I know it's so hard to pick favorites.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
However, growing up in the Caribbean again, all these salsa bands, it was my first love. All these percussion heavy music that we
Yeah.
inherited from the slaves, which was a form of rebellion at some point. It all devolved into me seeing those bands live, and that feeling of them counting it in, just doing that 4 count and breaking into music. It really impressed me. And then when I was maybe 10, 11, a homie of mine had SOD Speak English or Die on cassette, and it was over. It was over. But inspiration wise, everyone from Tom Waits to Slayer to Nina Simone to Tito Puente, it's
all over the
all
place.
Yeah.
one thing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you, man. A lot of folks are the same way in the metal industry, because there's so many good bands out there. There's so many influences that have been
It's
out
a
there.
lot.
Now, when you go to the core, right, the core bands, everybody's like, oh, I like Metallica, I like Slayer.
Yeah.
But, just the underground music we came up with, and the day and age we came up in, it's just, you had exposure to so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Tim? What kind of bands you into?
Man, dude, I'm honestly into everything. I listen to literally everything. Right now, I'm on a big hip hop binge right now.
Yeah.
Listen to a lot of hip hop. Guilty Simpson, J. Cole, that new Kendrick Lamar is bopping, and I listen to a lot of These Sacred Souls, kind of on like a rhythm blues kind of thing,
Mhm.
but I guess heavy wise, I always go back to like Every Time I Die. I can't.
Right.
They're a lifeline. But I don't know. I'm really excited for I'm going to see King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard at the end of the year. Them and Idols when they're coming to town. So there's gonna be 2 really cool shows I'm going to. Love those guys. And I guess whatever really kind of just grabs me in the moment. Like I'm really my ADHD is crazy, and if I can't get it in the first 10 seconds, I'm not gonna listen to it. So it's like if.
So no slow intros for Tim.
Well, we have plenty of them though.
Slow intros.
No, that's all
Tim's
Leafblower.
like, he's bored.
Yeah, no, but it's like, no, but if it's gotta have I don't know, there's like an it factor to some, especially when it comes to hip hop, because hip hop, there's just so much of it out there too.
I
and
like
especially in the city.
90s and early 2000s hip hop, but I cannot do the modern hip hop, man.
Same.
There's
Same.
under-
Mumble rapping
MF
and stuff, I can't do it.
No, not the, you gotta listen to MF Doom, man, or I don't even know.
I have to get some
Freddie
tips from
Gibbs.
you. I have to get some tips from you, because I like
Yeah, dude.
36 Mafia, Project Pat,
Great.
old
Those are
school,
solid.
old school hip hop
Yeah,
like that.
Notorious
I call
B.I.G.,
it
Tupac.
old school, but
Yeah.
what we grew up with, right?
Yeah.
I go further back. I listen to Slick Rick and Drew the Damager and
That's 'cause
Public
you're old,
Enemy.
man.
Chuck D's my
It's 'cause you're
favorite
older.
MC. Yeah, it's because I'm really old.
No, but
yes.
I would say, I guess, in the metal world, the one record that's really kind of whoa, really did me was that new Conjurer record.
Oh yeah, dude. I love
that
Conjurer,
record
dude.
slapped me so hard in the face when I heard it.
I wear that shirt a lot. People are always like, "Who's Conjurer?" And I'm like, "You haven't heard Conjurer?"
Yeah, if you don't know Conjurer, you need to
You have
look
a
them up
moment
right
about-
now.
Yeah.
Do you have a moment to speak about Conjurer?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, they're so good. But yeah, I just feel like the city, man, we are the city, the people, the DIY scene, the labels, the entertainment, the clubs. Everyone, I just feel like you don't really see people having a bad time anymore, or like the scene or like the bands being like weird, nothing like that. Like the talent is all growing and we're all supporting each other and we're all
Right.
just rising with the tide. And I mean, like, it's very, very cool to see all of these other bands that we play with and be able to share the stage with, and everyone's just eating the good chips. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
everyone's got that bowl of snacks and we're just going at
There's
it.
something to be said about
For sure.
the way it has changed for bands now when it comes to the way that the bands are respected now. At least from my perspective, you go play a venue, you're no longer, oh, you're the band, whatever, you know.
That's
Look,
true.
we see people treating us well. We see bands treating each other well. That people come out to see the shows. That's something that's
People want
different
to see a
from.
cool thing.
It's
Yeah.
no longer. Yeah, you're just a musician dudes go play in a corner. At least when it comes to here in Atlanta, every single place we've played, even when it's a DIY space,
Right.
there's respect there.
Yeah.
And the music is respected, and the musicians as humans are respected,
Yeah.
which is a really
Yeah.
positive change.
Yeah. It's not like back in the day. No, you're just a band.
Yeah, go play
You're
your
like,
shit.
quit playing Creed! You know,
Oh man.
But no, but
So, outside of the EP, I mean, what's the future hold for Leafblower? I know we got the EP coming in, fall.
Hella gigs.
hella
Hella
gigs.
gigs. Hella gigs.
So you're gonna start playing some gigs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a few lined up. We have received a few offers that scheduling hasn't worked out, but we have a couple of things that we're working on. Next up, hopefully, will be the EP release show,
Yeah.
or not EP, the album release show,
Album,
the
right.
record release show, which we are trying to turn into a good party with our friends, and
Yeah.
it'll be announced in due time, but
Mhm.
we will have at least 3 or 4 bands that are near and dear to us.
Okay.
Play, make it a very eclectic
they know who
night.
they are.
It won't be just doom bands. It won't be just stunner bands. We want to upset people in the best way possible. So we're going to have a very a lineup with a lot of variety, and hopefully we'll do that before the fall ends.
Okay.
For the end of the fall. Yeah.
No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm glad to see you guys. I know I'll be there. so-
No, I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
of
gonna
course.
give you a big ol' hug.
Yeah, of course I'll be there.
Yeah.
Um,
You'll have fun.
So thanks everybody for watching this month. Appreciate Leafblower coming out here and talking with us. It's been awesome as always. Always love talking to you, Tim.
Love you, buddy.
Louise, always as
Thank
well.
you, Cody.
See us next month on YouTube. Subscribe and like. Thanks.